Imagine this. You're standing across from a woman you really like. You've done everything right. You've been polite, attentive, always available, and never made her uncomfortable. You're the guy who holds the door, sends the sweet goodnight texts, and bends over backward to prove you care. But instead of being drawn to you, she slowly pulls away. She laughs at your jokes, maybe even thanks you for being so nice. But when it comes to real attraction, real respect, she looks elsewhere. Why does this keep happening? Why do women say they want a nice guy but don't stay with one? Here's the hard truth. Women don't dislike kindness. They dislike weakness. And too many men confuse being agreeable with being valuable. They think saying yes to everything, hiding their real thoughts, and putting her on a pedestal is the path to love. But the result is the opposite: resentment, boredom, and a loss of respect. A woman can sense when a man is hiding behind niceness because he's afraid of rejection. She can feel when you're desperate for approval instead of being authentic. And the more you do it, the less she sees you as someone she can admire or desire. What women truly crave isn't cruelty or arrogance. It's strength, boundaries, authenticity, and confidence. They want to know you can stand your ground, that you respect yourself enough to risk her disapproval. Because attraction doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from the tension, the spark, and the edge of a man who knows who he is. So, if you've ever wondered why being too nice keeps leaving you overlooked, ignored, or friend-zoned, stay tuned. Because in this video, I'm going to show you how to stop being the nice guy and transform into the man women respect, admire, and can't stop thinking about. The real question is, are you ready to step out of the trap? Think back to the times you've met a woman who seemed perfect. At first, she smiled at your effort, appreciated your attention, and maybe even told you how rare it is to meet someone so nice. For a moment, you felt like you were finally doing everything right. But slowly, something changed. Her texts started coming less often. Her excitement to see you faded, and suddenly you found yourself wondering what went wrong. You replayed every detail in your head. After all, you never argued, never made her upset, and always did whatever she wanted. But that's exactly the problem. Being too nice feels safe, but in reality, it kills attraction. Women are drawn to men who have their own edge, their own voice, and their own standards. When you erase that part of yourself just to keep her happy, you lose the very qualities that create desire. It's not that women are rejecting kindness. They're rejecting the hidden fear behind it. Fear of conflict, fear of rejection, fear of showing who you really are. And every time you hide behind that smile, she senses it. She feels that underneath your politeness, there's no backbone. This is why women test men. Sometimes she'll disagree with you, push a little boundary, or challenge your opinion. Not because she wants drama, but because she wants to see if you'll stand up for yourself. If you fold, she loses respect. But if you calmly hold your ground, she feels safer with you. That safety isn't about control, it's about strength. And strength is what creates attraction. Here's the paradox. The very thing nice guys think will win a woman over is what pushes her away. You thought saying yes would make her love you, but instead it made her see you as predictable, unexciting, and easy to walk over. You thought avoiding conflict would protect the relationship, but it only drained the spark. You thought putting her first would earn her respect, but it did the opposite because you stopped respecting yourself. And this goes deeper than dating. The nice guy pattern shows up everywhere, in friendships, at work, even with family. You say yes when you want to say no. You swallow your frustration instead of speaking your truth. You hide your real opinions because you're terrified of what people might think. It feels easier in the moment, but over time, it builds a life full of resentment. And women can feel it. They can sense when a man has no edge, no fire, no self-respect left inside him. So the question is, how long can you keep living like that? How long can you keep giving without ever being seen, bending without ever being respected, smiling while slowly fading into the background. The answer may be the turning point you never expected. The real conflict begins when the nice guy realizes that all his effort still isn't enough. He keeps asking himself, "What am I doing wrong?" But the answers never come. He notices the same pattern over and over again. He invests time, attention, and energy into women, but they end up choosing someone else. And here's the part that hurts the most. Often, they choose a man who seems to give them less, a man who isn't bending over backward, a man who sometimes even challenges them. That's when the confusion hits hard. How can being so nice lead to rejection, while the guy who isn't trying as hard gets her full attention? This is where the hidden truth lies. Women are not drawn to perfection. They are drawn to authenticity. When everything you do is calculated to avoid upsetting her, she doesn't see a man. She sees someone who is performing. And performances don't last. What she really wants to feel is the spark that comes when she doesn't know exactly what you'll say or do. When your presence carries weight and your words carry conviction. But the nice guy erases that mystery by always giving the expected answer, always trying to be agreeable, always smoothing over tension before it even begins. The deeper subplot here is that the nice guy's battle isn't just with women. It's with himself. He has lived so long in fear of rejection that he doesn't even know who he is anymore. Every decision is filtered through the question, will she like me if I do this? Instead of, do I respect myself if I do this? That inner conflict becomes visible in every interaction. Women feel it, friends notice it, and slowly, the man himself starts to resent the life he's built. But instead of breaking free, most keep falling deeper into the same trap. The question is, how long before that mask finally cracks? He starts to feel the weight of every choice pressing down on him. Nights alone replaying conversations in his mind, wondering if he said too much or too little, wondering why the women he cares about keep slipping away. Each rejection cuts deeper, not just because he lost her, but because it confirms the fear he's carried for years, that maybe he isn't enough. The nice guy mask, once his shield, now feels like a prison. He wants to break out, but he doesn't know who he'll be without it. This is where the tension grows unbearable. He notices the same women who ignored his effort are drawn to men who stand tall, who don't apologize for their opinions, who set boundaries without hesitation. And inside, a storm begins to rage. Part of him envies them, but another part resents them. How can they give less and receive more? How can confidence outweigh kindness? His world no longer makes sense. Friends begin to notice the frustration boiling beneath the surface. He laughs less, second guesses more, and his energy feels heavy. Yet deep inside, something dangerous is waking up. The realization that he has been living inauthentically creates a restlessness he can't silence. Everywhere he turns, the same problem follows him. He bends too easily, avoids too often, hides too much. He's caught in the middle of two worlds. One where he continues the cycle, playing safe but losing respect, and another where he risks everything by showing up differently. The choice feels terrifying, but he knows he can't stay here forever. Something has to break. And as the pressure builds, the question lingers like thunder in the distance. When it finally does, what kind of man will emerge? Just when he thinks he's figured out the source of his struggle, something unexpected happens. A woman finally tells him the truth directly. Not in harsh words, but in a way that shakes him to his core. She says, "You're a great guy, but I don't feel that spark with you. You're safe, but you're not exciting." In that moment, everything he feared becomes real. It's not about what he did wrong in one situation. It's about who he's been all along. Her words echo in his mind, louder than any rejection before. He isn't just being overlooked. He's being defined as forgettable. That revelation flips the story on its head. Suddenly, the conflict isn't just about winning a woman's respect. It's about confronting the reality that he has lived his entire life chasing approval. The man he thought he was, the polite, dependable, good guy, is now exposed as someone who's been hiding his true self. This isn't just heartbreak, it's an identity crisis. The ground beneath him feels unstable, and for the first time, he begins to see that the stakes are bigger than losing a relationship. He's at risk of losing himself completely, and here comes the twist. As he wrestles with this truth, he notices another pattern. Some women actually start testing him harder, pushing boundaries, asking for more. It's as if they sense his uncertainty and want to see whether he'll finally step into his strength or collapse further into weakness. These moments feel like a battle he can't escape. Every interaction now becomes a test, and each time he fails, he feels the respect slipping further away. Attraction dies quickly when there is no edge, and he can no longer deny it. The escalation is brutal. What once felt like a dating problem now feels like war inside his own head. The battle isn't only about women anymore, it's about the version of himself he has been running from. Does he continue as the man who bends, pleases, and hides? Or does he risk rejection, conflict, and discomfort to finally stand tall? The nice guy is reaching his breaking point, but with every passing day, the cost of staying the same grows heavier. And deep inside, he knows one wrong choice could destroy everything he's been chasing. The question that lingers: will he finally wake up? Or will he let the nice guy label define him forever? In the end, he realizes that the real enemy was never women rejecting him. It was the version of himself that was too afraid to live honestly. The nice guy mask he wore for years wasn't protecting him, it was holding him back. The moment he stops chasing approval and starts choosing authenticity, something changes. He begins to speak up when something bothers him. He starts saying no when he means no, and yes only when he truly wants to. For the first time, he feels the power of living with self-respect. Women begin to notice the shift, not because he suddenly became arrogant or cold, but because he carries himself with quiet confidence. He no longer hides behind constant agreement. If he doesn't like something, he says it calmly. If he disagrees, he doesn't fear her reaction. And this honesty, even when uncomfortable, creates a spark that his old nice guy self could never generate. Attraction flows naturally when a man stands firm in his truth. Respect grows when he values his own time and energy. The subplots in his life start to resolve too. At work, he stops letting others pile tasks on him without recognition. With friends, he speaks his mind instead of keeping the peace at his own expense. Even with family, he learns that setting boundaries isn't disrespect. It's necessary for real connection. The resentment that used to weigh him down begins to fade, replaced by a sense of clarity and strength. The biggest takeaway is that women don't dislike kindness. They dislike weakness disguised as kindness. Being a nice guy isn't the problem. Being a man who hides his true self, avoids conflict, and lives for approval is. When he finally understands this, everything changes. He doesn't need to become harsh or unkind. He simply needs to lead with confidence, authenticity, and purpose. That's what women truly respect. That's what creates lasting attraction. So the story ends here, but the lesson continues. Stop trying to earn love by being endlessly agreeable. Start living as the man who respects himself first. Because when you do, women won't just notice you. They'll admire you, desire you, and respect you. The choice is yours. Do you stay trapped in the nice guy cycle, or do you step forward into the life of a high-value man? Do you stay trapped in the nice guy cycle, or do you step forward into the life of a high-value man?